you're building out a team, you're hiring people, you've built a tech team, you're in the AI space, which is incredibly competitive. I mean, if I see some of the things that are going on in the US, it's completely absurd. Where do you find the talent? How do you approach hiring in such a competitive space?
At first, I would say when I had to hire the first people, it was kind of hard for me because I was really a cloud developer before, and I never really even managed technically people, right? So that was really like going from being a developer to kind of hire and manage people. So I would say it's first also about surrounding yourself with people that did it, right? To have the learned lessons and so on. For example, Andrea, like, so our CTO, like, managed people for like now 10, 20 years. So he knows how it goes and he could kind of advise me there. And that was really helpful. I would say secondly is to have the right tools. For example, for us, now we use, you must know maybe Odoo, but there are plenty of other tools like this, but we use it as a recruitment tool. So you can kind of easily then put profiles of people, compare the results and so on. So that's really easy, even for applications. And I would say it's also about trying, right? You do the first interviews and you see, okay, no, it wouldn't go well, or it would go. So I would test, and we had some, I would say, people that we thought would, even with you, right? We had some people that we thought would be a fit, and after a few weeks, you are like, okay, it's not. So I would say it's also about not hesitating to say, okay, we kind of tried, it's not going okay, so we have to cut the contract, right? So it's also about trying and say, okay, this worked, this didn't work, and then at the end of the process, you kind of learn what goes well, what doesn't. And yeah, but I would say in the AI sector, it's also very hard to find the profiles. That's the first thing, because even when you find it, right? For us, we found, for example, two profiles that would fit, right? We waited a bit of days before, really telling them they would start. It worked. They signed the contract, everything, and then at the end of the process, just one day before, they kind of canceled, even if when signing the contract, and you're like, I spent now 4 weeks to just, try to hire this person. So what's going on? And so we lost, I would say, a couple of months because of that. But at the point, you're kind of getting better, right? Because at first, when we found, for example, the right AI profile, we were like, okay, we found him, like, that's perfect. Let's wait for him to start. It didn't start, and we kind of didn't continue in the meantime the interview process. So that's kind of something we didn't do after, right? We could still continue in the interview process. So for the second, I would say, profile who canceled, then boom, we kind of had someone ready already to take his place if he didn't, he wasn't starting. But I would say what really made the difference is that we used, so for the AI profiles hiring, a startup in, so our incubator, and the startup was from, I mean, the people in there are from Romania. I mean, I can name them, Remote Labs. And what really helped here, I think, that he convinced the profile that it was the right choice to join us because of these reasons. It kind of, I would say, sold well Luxembourg as well, right? Saying, yeah, it's really a nice country, and so on. So I think that this kind of made the difference, where, this guy from this startup was from Romania, and the profile that who we hired was also from Romania, and they kind of found a match and a trust, I would say, between them. And I think that's what made the difference between this and the other profiles that we tried to hire. So I would say it's very important to go sometimes with people who were local there before. That can also help. But it depends also, I would say, on the sector that you are targeting, right? Yeah.
Cool. That's a cool story. I think that yeah, a lot of people can learn from that because it's still hard to hire the right people in this industry today.
Yeah, I mean, and in AI, yeah,
Yeah,
because they are, yeah, super expensive profiles, but also they can choose wherever they want to go, right? So that's, I mean, the really the best profiles. I mean, yeah,
of
yeah.
course. And you said you've now started to lead people as well. So that's new for you and Alora. So what have been your biggest lessons about leading people, and what's your beliefs right now about leading people in tech? What have you learned?
I mean, I think, yeah, I've learned a lot of stuff. I would say that first, using, I would say, the right um, approach and tools to lead them can really make the difference, right? I would say that with my experience, I, as a freelance, like I saw in, I would say, big corporates how they were doing it, right? And so that's kind of processes that you are putting in place, daily meetings, this kind of things that can really set the tone. But it's also about again, like surrounding yourself with the right people. Like, for example, Andrea helped a lot with this, to be more efficient, saying, okay, daily meetings, it's good. Meetings in general that are fixed, it's good, but like we don't want them to lose the time in meetings, right? So let's make it more on-demand meetings, this kind of thing. So we're kind of trying different approaches that he was trying, that I also learned, and so we're kind of making this mix. For example, if we speak about meetings between fixed and on-demand meetings, but trying to kind of reduce as much as possible the fixed meetings. I think it's also about um, trusting, I would say, people, especially we are in a remote environment, right? So you never know at a point if the person is not relaxing in his couch or like really working. And so that's also like trusting the developers at some point. But if you feel that something is odd, like I never hesitate to kind of ask and establish the communication and say, okay, this is wrong, like now we need to change this, or whatever. And I feel that if you are transparent with them, they will be transparent with you. And at a point also, I would say, we began with freelancers in our startup, like right, with hiring freelancers. And I think it's also the good way to go, because at that point you have someone that is responsible, like that knows, that he has to be there, work, provide like the best of his abilities, because otherwise the contract can just stop, right? And
Yeah.
so this really help. Then yeah, I think that's what I learned the most. Also, I think, yeah, that I can also say, doing one to one, I think, is important as well. Because even if you are in a startup and you have to go fast and so on, sometimes just like spending 10-15 minutes with the different person in the company, even if they are freelancers, is a good thing to do, because you speak about other stuff. You kind of then notice what they like, what they don't like, and that's where they kind of feel, I would say, the possibility to talk to you and to give you even feedback that you wouldn't have had, like in a work environment, basically. And so I think it's really super important to take the time, like even if you don't have it. Let's be clear, but you have to take it. Yeah.